Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients, and then tailor our portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
Kirby is your driveway mechanic. They bring the shop to you with brake replacements, oil changes, washes, and so much more. Get $50 off your first oil change with code OIL50 at Kirby.com. That's CURBEE.com and use code OIL50.
Get a deal on dinner at Whole Foods Market. Take 25% off sustainable wild-caught fresh swordfish steaks through October 4th, while supplies last. Plus, Prime members save an extra 10%. Shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
Coming up on KCBS, why some unhoused San Franciscans are suing the mayor, police department, and other city agencies.
We're going to talk about the Giants. Joe Hughes, the Bay Area Chevy Dealer Sports Desk. What's happening?
Well, the Giants beat the Rockies 5-2 last night, but after the game, the locker room was a slightly frustrated one. The Giants officially eliminated from the postseason, and the reality has been settling in for a while with this team. And that included last night's starter Logan Webb, who actually pitched very well, allowing just 1 run in 5 innings of work while striking out 7. That brings his ERA on the season to just 2.90. But Webb has already thrown more innings this year than any other in his young professional career. And the Giants skipper, Gabe Kapler, says the team will be limiting Logan Webb's starts with an eye on setting him up for future success.
He gained control of the outing and was able to deliver 5 strong innings for us on a normal day in the middle of the season. He's probably good for 2 more there. If we were in the playoff hunt, he would definitely keep going back out there. Under the circumstances, we continue to think it makes the most sense to protect his future and think about 23, 24, 25.
Well, after last night's start, Logan Webb stands at 192 1/3 innings pitched. He said his goal is to reach 200 innings, but Giants limiting him on a pitch count, trying to keep an eye for next year. Logan Webb has toed the line when asked if it was a bummer to come up just short, saying he wasn't quite sure how to answer the question.
I guess I don't know how to answer that the right way. It's you know, I understand you know, kind of maybe taking it easy sort of thing. And I feel like I've the last 2 years I've made 2 big jumps, so it's but yeah, it's more important for me honestly just to make the starts and be there for the guys.
Now, Logan Webb's got 1 more start scheduled this season, so he'd really have to have a stellar outing to reach 200 innings for this year, because the Giants will have him on a tight pitch count, though Gabe Kapler did acknowledge if he's got something special like a perfect game or a no-hitter going on, they will allow him to extend, so maybe he can get there with a special outing in his final start. From the Sports Desk, Joe Hughes, KCBS.
Thanks, Joe. The KCBS Sports Desk is sponsored by the Bay Area Chevy Dealers. Visit BayAreaChevroletDealers.com.
Want to win $50,000 cash? Enter early bird drawing number 1 from the San Francisco Bay Dreamhouse Raffle. The grand prize in the San Francisco Bay Dreamhouse Raffle is a multi-million-dollar dream house in Walnut Creek, or $1 million cash. When you buy your raffle tickets before October 7th, you're also registered to win the early bird prize of $50,000 or a BMW 330EX drive, and you're also entered to win the dream house or $1 million. The San Francisco Bay Dreamhouse Raffle benefits Yerba Buena Center for the Arts. Over 1,000 prizes will be awarded, like luxury cars, exotic vacations, and cash. Get the details at sfraffle.com. It pays to be an early bird. Get your raffle tickets now. Call 800-870-7886. That's 800-870-7886. Call now. 800-870-7886.
O'Reilly Auto Parts specializes in keeping your car on the road.
Not sure how much life is left in your battery? Our professional parts people will test it for free. If it does need to be replaced, we'll help you find just the right one to fit your car. Our Superstar batteries are built to handle even the toughest conditions. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Remember when you were told bigger is better? Well, that's just simply not the case. Do you want a big bill? No. A big burden? No. What about a big bulky tank water heater taking up space in your basement? No, I didn't think so. What you do want is to make all of those things smaller. Navien tankless water heaters are more efficient and take up less space than outdated bulky tanks, with cutting-edge features that improve safety, simplify processes, and increase capabilities. Once you go Navien, you'll never go back. Learn more at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Time to check traffic. Let's check in with Kim. What's the update on 880?
The better news here is that we went from having 3 lanes blocked, South 880 at Tennyson and South Hayward, to having all those lanes open. So they're all back in play, but they haven't been open long enough to dissipate the slow traffic that's developed. Eric, traffic is jammed solid from Highway 238. So that's mostly stop and go. Getting into downtown Hayward, then you slowly start picking up the pace as you head south of 92. It's looking a whole lot better. We have a lot of slow commutes, even ones where nothing's been wrong this morning, like South 680 trying to get down out of Pleasanton to Sunol, pretty reliably slow from 580 most of the way down toward Castlewood before better speeds ahead. 84 inbound is really jammed up this morning from the Vallecito Isabel split as you make your way past Ruby Hill. Very heavy and slow here. Highway 4 is starting to recover a bit. We had earlier problems actually that were down on the Walnut Creek side, but it affected Highway 4 at one point. We're still very slow out of Pittsburgh as you make your way toward Willow Pass. Southbound 242 slower than usual as well. This is from Highway 4 coming down aboard southbound 680. We had a couple of problems at Treat Boulevard that kicked off this commute, and this is just simply not recovered. Even 680 is slow now from Highway 4 out of Concord, so it's been kind of complicated. Bay Bridge backup is still well east of the MacArthur Maze on all 3 approaches. Earlier motorcycle crash that was on the upper deck is gone, though. Your next update, 7:58 on the traffic leader, KCBS. Mancini Sleep World 6-day forecast now. It's calling for mostly sunny skies throughout the afternoon today. Highs getting into the 60s at the beaches, into the low 80s inland. Will be mostly sunny tomorrow and Friday as well. Slightly warmer temperatures, especially inland, which should get into the mid-80s. And then we'll cool down a little bit again into the low 80s inland under mostly sunny skies. Traffic and weather together on the 8th on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. KCBS News Time 7:51. Fernie Byer and Michael Roccaforte are at the KCBS editor's desk. San Francisco is being sued by a group of unhoused residents along with the Coalition on Homelessness, who say the city's enforcing policies that violate homeless people's rights when they clear them out of open spaces. For more on this, we're joined now on the KCBS Ring Central Newsline by our insider Phil Matier. Phil, thanks as always. What rights are being violated and how is that happening?
Well, we don't know what rights are being violated. We know what's being alleged. And what's being alleged is the 2 main things. One is that San Francisco is conducting sweeps. In other words, going into a street or an alleyway or a parking lot and saying, listen, you've got to move or we're going to move you. And if you don't move and go into a shelter and we're going to take your stuff and you can come get it later, but we're taking it and you've got to move on. And they're alleging that the San Francisco is throwing that stuff away in cases, and it's not fairly giving people time to get their stuff and move on. The second thing is the question of whether they have the right to tell you to move on if there's not shelter space available. And that's based on a 2018 decision called the Boise decision, which was seen all across the West Coast and had an impact. It said that cities just can't tell you to leave unless they give you an alternative. Well, San Francisco contends that they do give alternatives. You have the option of going into shelter, and that many people don't take that option. The homeless advocates reiterate that, well, that's not a good enough option. We want housing. We want full apartments for people. And until we get that, that's what we're going to keep fighting for.
Yeah, Phil, the lawsuit also says they need, 7,000 beds in the city. They have 5,000.
I think 5,000 on a good night. I think it's close to, they don't. And Eric, there's no way you're going to match the need. It's not going to happen in San Francisco. It's not going to happen in Oakland. It's not going to happen in Richmond, LA, or any place else. As a matter of fact, when federal judge William Orrick faced a similar lawsuit being filed on behalf of the residents of the Wood Street project, which we've been covering, the encampment being removed there by Caltrans,